You're well known here in the UK, obviously due to RuPaul's Drag Race.
Uh-huh.
And you'll be here appearing in cities up and down the UK very soon. But of course, your career is much more varied than many people perhaps at the moment realise.
Thank you.
You've worked as radio DJ, singer, TV presenter, all sorts of things. Did you always have a thirst for show business?
Yes. Always, always, forever. I sang my first song on stage when I was 8 years old, and I never stopped performing since then. I did a lot of local theater and regional theater and bus and truck tours and did a lot of that. And then I went to college for musical theater and stayed. That's all I ever wanted to do was this. And, you know, I think in my head I wanted to go to school to be a veterinarian, and my mom told me I'd have to put animals to sleep. And then I said, okay, I'll be an actress and a singer.
Yeah, the one good way to put a kid off wanting to be a vet.
Well, you know, I think she knew that I didn't have I don't want to say the brains, but the attention span for all that college. Do you know that it's even longer for a veterinarian than it is for a human doctor?
Really?
So, yeah, I think it's like 9 years or something crazy just for that. Yeah.
Intense.
Yeah. Yeah, so she did me a favor, I think.
Good old mum, eh?
Exactly.
Nice.
But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, lots of thirst, always.
Nice. And of course, in 1990, you were part of the group Seduction. Did you find that sort of initial experience of fame and success what you'd imagined it to be?
No, not at all.
What had you expected?
Well, I expected something bigger, and I expected to make money, and we made no money. But we did, however, have a great experience that I probably could never buy with money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that part of it was amazing. Touring and all that stuff, that was a great experience.
Yeah.
I expected it to be much bigger and grander and more fabulous than it ever was, and it really never got there.
Was it a lot of hard work, more than you'd imagined?
I don't mind about the work part. So for me, I knew that I'd have to put work in, and I still have to put work in. So I have a really strong work ethic anyway. When I'm not working, I feel like I'm kind of being useless. So for me, I don't mind the hard work.
I was going to say, 'cause, I mean, you've not really stopped since you started in the industry. Do you think you're a bit of a workaholic?
Thank you. I am a bit of it, but that's just the Virgo in me. I have to constantly be doing something, or else, you know, I'm a mom too, so at least I have that to fill the times where I don't feel like I'm doing much.
Yeah, so you've always got something on the go, always a new project sort of thing.
Right, or creating. You know, if I'm not physically actually working, I try to be creating something that I'm going to do next, working on a song, working on something, you know?
Yeah. In the 90s, you sort of moved sideways from all the singing and performing into radio.
Yeah.
What have been some of your sort of most memorable moments from your radio career?
My God, honey, I've done morning radio for 17 years. So there's lots of moments, but I think the highlight was when I first started, because I did morning drive. I did a breakfast show with Rue.
Yeah.
For a couple of years, and we were huge. Our ratings were massive right out the box.
Is that where you first met on that show?
No. We met years before that in the nightclubs in New York City. But when they paired us up, we didn't know that we were being paired up with each other. And then we saw each other and it was like, of course they're putting us together. Of course our lives have come to this point in time. So, you know, there's been a lot of highlights over the years. It's also it's a tough gig for a strong woman because it's a very male-dominated industry. So the fact that I've gone as long as I have and done what I've done, it's quite a coup.
You've obviously also done TV stuff as well, and you've hosted the red carpet coverage for the Grammys for VH1. Did you ever find, and do you ever find, you get starstruck when meeting these people that you've looked at on TV and stuff over the years? Absolutely,
but the funny thing is, there's not many that could make me do that. There's only a few. But when they come up, I think it's endearing to tell them I'm a huge fan because they like that. If you just walk up to them and act like you don't care, I mean, that's fine too, I guess, because they really are just people. They just have a more public identity. Yeah. But I think they like it. They like to know that you're human. You know, if somebody walks up and goes, "Oh my God, I'm such a huge fan of yours," they're like, "Thank you." I mean, it's such a sweet thing to say. So I just go with the fan thing, and it tends to work in my corner. It tends to work for me.
Who's made you the most starstruck when you've met them? Well,
I come from a different time. So for me, I met Pat Benatar was one of my idols when I met her. And I loved Cyndi Lauper and Belinda Carlisle. So all those people for me growing up were everything. So meeting them, also meeting Adam Ant. I know it sounds crazy, but, I grew up on his music. So those were moments that were huge for me. Also meeting Stevie Nicks was huge. And Janet Jackson, I got to interview her. That was amazing. But, nobody's ever really got me to the point where I was speechless, and that would probably be Madonna, but I haven't met her yet, so...
There's always time.
We'll see what happens. There's always time, honey. She's gonna need me in 10 years or so.
Nice. And you also, over the years, you've lent your very vocal support to many good causes for the name of equality. What do you make of the recent drafting of the NFL's first ever openly gay player, Michael Sam?
Well, I give a lot of credit to the St. Louis Rams, because understand that I believe it was in the 7th round he was picked. So a lot of big teams passed on him because of their fear. I can tell you right now, because he's a talented player. It's because of the fear that people have and the ramifications of the Bible Belt and the people watching American football, that their team is going to come under scrutiny and they're afraid they're going to lose money. And that's symbolic, that's sad, and it makes me really, upset. But I give a lot of credit to the St. Louis Rams for having the balls to go out on a limb, which really isn't a limb, but they're taking a risk from where they're sitting. And they're hiring a really talented, openly gay player. And let me tell you something, honey. There's a lot of gay players that just are not ready to come out of the closet. So if the United States is fooling themselves thinking that this is the only gay player, they're definitely sniffing some hardcore glue, because there's a lot of gay players that just haven't come out of the closet. So congratulations to the Rams and to Michael Sam. I think it's going to be a fantastic marriage.
Yeah, we'll be keeping a close eye on his career over here in the UK.
Yeah, good.
Also over here in Europe, I'm assuming you've heard about Conchita Wurst winning the Eurovision Song Contest.
Of course.
Nice. So what's your opinion? What's your take on that then?
Well, I mean, from the beginning, I was pulling for her, obviously, and I love a bearded queen, and she's so beautiful. So, and then when I got to see her performance, instead of just pictures that people were tweeting at me, it was amazing. Like, her voice is lovely.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. Well, one thing we've all thought over here is it sounds very much like a Bond film theme.
Absolutely, could totally be a Bond theme.
Do you, obviously looking across Europe and the recent win for Conchita, do you think there's anything that the US could learn from Europe when it comes to self-expression, LGBT equality, and all those sort of things?
Oh my God, yeah. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's what I love so much about Europe, and that's why I'm always been such an Anglophile. I'm obsessed with the culture and the way of life, because it's so, as advanced as the United States is, the UK is so much further in so many aspects, fashion and attitude, and number one for me, sense of humor and sense of love. I mean, they're so much more open-minded. You can get away with so much more over here than you can over there. So I think that it's a baby step, but I think that they're learning it's okay. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know if it's going to be in my lifetime, but I pray for it.
Our fingers are crossed. And as we mentioned previously, you will be partying up and down the UK very soon. You're going to be in Glasgow on the 17th of May at Club Menergy. You'll be here in Manchester, where we're based, at Pop Curious at the Ruby Lounge on the 24th. And London, you've got 2 dates, the 22nd and the 29th, at the Room Service in Mayabella and the Meth Lab at the Black Cap. What sort of delights can the people expect from you on these nights? What would you be up to?
Well, they can expect my fabulous sense of humor and cutting wit, and of course my beautiful face and my gorgeous hair. No, just kidding. I'll be hanging out, and I just want to be there and feel the love, because it's been so long since I've been intermingling with my British public, my people that love and understand what a bitch I am and appreciate me for it. And I may be performing. I may just take a turn on that stage.
Very nice.
I just want to have fun with everybody. I really am out here just to celebrate, have a great time, and whatever they want me to do, I'm there to do.
You're game for all sorts.
Absolutely.
As you said, you're a bit of an Anglophile. Have you experienced much of the UK drag culture while you've been over here?
No, not yet, but I experienced it online and on YouTube and watching Drag Queens of London. But I know a lot. I know a lot about it, just doing my work and my research and my homework, and watching stuff, and I absolutely love it. It's quite different than the United States, but I love it. I love it for what it is.
We have a regular feature on the show where we have an interview with our drag queen of the week, and we always ask them one particular question, which we're going to pose to you as well. If as someone's drag mother or drag aunt, what is the one main piece of advice you'd give to a fledgling drag queen?
Remember to stay true to who you are. A lot of people think, well, that drag queen is beautiful, or that drag queen is really feminine, or that one looks real. And I feel like in their heads, they think that they have to try to be what they think people want them to be. But it's more important to be true to who you are, which is why I love Baggage Shifts. And but then you look at Dusty O and you look at how fabulous, they're true to who they are. And that's a win for me. Like, if you're a ratchet, sloppy drag queen, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If that's who you are and who your character is representing, like, take it all the way and go with it. So important to be who you are, whether anybody likes it or not.
That's a marvelous, wonderful piece of advice, and I hope everyone takes that on board, whether they're a drag queen or otherwise.
Agreed. And it's really difficult because so many of us live our lives in lies because we think that people want us to be, not just people that are in the closet, just, how about women who feel that they have to be strong or feel like they have to be dumb when they're really smart women just to get a man or to get a job. It's like, don't ever dumb yourself down. Don't ever take away your wit and what you were here to do just because you think that's the way people want you to be. You have to be who you are all the time, and that's how you live life honestly. So your drag should be the same way. Your drag should be honest.
Well, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much indeed for chatting to us today.
Thank you, Rylan.
No problem. And I look forward to seeing you here in Manchester. I shall be there shimmying my little tits off.
Oh, I can't wait. Looking forward to it, sweetheart.
Fantastic. Well, have a lovely day, and we'll see you very soon.